Hello. Happy Monday. What's going on? Hope you guys like the jazzy music. Keep things uplifting in a time of sideways. Go ahead and jump into it. Hola. How's everybody's Monday? Weekend was nice and chill. Friday, I was forced to listen to my thoughts, which is always fun. I woke up at I think 7 in the morning, and I went into the bathroom, flicked on a light. Light didn't come on. I was like, "Oh, bathroom light bulb's out. That sucks." Turns out the power was out. It had been out since like 3 a.m. that day, and the power didn't come back on until like 7 o'clock at night. So an entire day without power. Most of it was spent in my car, trickle charging my phone, to have just a few moments of relief from the void, so I could just watch a little bit of YouTube. But besides that, I just spent most of the day like chilling on the porch, soaking in sunlight, going for a walk here and there. I would like to say that I needed it, but at the same time, that was painful. And I felt like the government was after me. Like one of those conspiracy videos popped up on my YouTube short. You know, one of the ones that like don't show the likes even, because I don't know why. But it was like something about like China turning out the power and forcing everybody like to do this and that. And I was like, how coincidental. My power gets shut off the next day. But nah, some dude just hit a pole and basically screwed up everything for everyone else. So it sucked. And I thought about coming back on Saturday, but I figured, hey, it's the weekend. I'll just roll with it. Can't really see things like that happening all the time. But no. Some ups and downs during the weekend. You know, getting close to the re-entry point. But nonetheless, popping back up each time. So we came back down. Almost hit the entry point here. Almost hit it here. But right now we're kind of just chilling in this in-between zone. Obviously, from like a pattern perspective, people could be calling us a bearish pennant. I really don't care. To me, I'm still playing this level, seeing if we get any upside. Obviously, I'm trying to find a hedge position as quick as possible. Because obviously, I think everybody in their right mind is afraid of downside. Me personally, the only problem is we do have 16,000 in the way. Well, let's get the exact number here. 16,219. So if we do see downside, I don't know if it will persist. Obviously, if we break 16,200, that's when we could see something catastrophic come into play, say 10K. But that is to be determined as the price continues. But I don't want to just go out of my way to try to find a hedge position that doesn't make sense. Right now, obviously starting from our lowest low, we do have, and let me make sure that everything is good to go real quick. Okay, good. Just double checking. All right, right now we do have an uptrend, downtrend, waiting for a higher high situation. I don't really want to take this because, not because like I'm just doubling down on logs or anything like that. I just don't think this is a large enough structure for me to play. So if we do happen to put in a higher high here, you know, that technically is an ABC because it is uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. But I definitely want something larger to compete because that's just such a small structure compared to what we're playing off of in the first place. Now, if we get a little bit more price action going to the upside like this, and maybe something like that, that's more realistic of a size that I would actually like think, okay, maybe that could take over and continue this trend to the downside. But at the moment, that next structure is just too small. So take it if you want. I don't think I will. I think I'm going to wait on something larger. Obviously, the best case scenario would be this right here. Uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, large ass ABC, something that I am confident taking a hedge on and holding both of those trades. and waiting for the next opportunity to either take profit on either or, if the market gives me a new position to get in on. But that's quite a ways away, but we'll see what the next couple of weeks have in store for us. I could be like outlandish and say, 12K incoming, 60K incoming, just call out some random number, but it's all right. I don't like to do that, man. I like to take it in steps. If we see 16.2K break, I'll give it to you, man. The longer that we stay under that level, the more that I start to agree that 10K could be seen. But it has to happen first. All right, I can't just predict these things to happen. We have no clue. Absolutely no clue. We'll see what happens. Power outage in America. It happens from time to time. It's not like the whole power grid. We had the whole thing happen in Texas a little bit ago, but that was rare. This was just something localized to my neighborhood because someone wanted to drive stupid. Sucks to suck. When I talk about crypto, my dad tells me if I'm rich yet. He tells you if you're rich. Is he the one monitoring your account? Or does he ask if you're rich yet? It's like the whole meme where you're playing a video game, your dad walks in, are you winning, son? No, Dad. I'm losing my life savings. Incredible support at 0. As always. It's the best support. Does ETH respect levels or just follow BTC? A little bit of both. We've seen it kind of run on its own. Like this last uptrend was quite severe comparative to BTC's. It was a lot sharper. Didn't have as many dips and jags. And it didn't have the significant ABC top like BTC had. So it does its own thing. And I'm very curious with ETHW in particular. I haven't pulled any triggers yet on it. I haven't traded it because it just needs more price action in order for me to make a trade off of it. But I don't know what's the future of all this. I guess you could see a decent ABC structure right here, which is kind of cool to see. I don't know if I'll play into it, but maybe we'll throw something at it because you never know. What if proof of stake fails for Ethereum in the long term? And the people that put their money back into the original Ethereum, what if it's all a play? What if the Saudis are just planning and playing with us? The market makers. What if? Wouldn't that be like such a good thing? Like, what if you're rich and you can somehow influence Ethereum and you go, hey, fork the coin, make everybody dump their money into this proof of stake shit. All right, that will give time for people to sell off all of their miners, all of their graphics cards, all right, because they go, oh, the mining's not profitable anymore. And then all the rich people buy up all the miners, all that good jazz, while everybody else is just like, it's not profitable anymore. And they buy all this at like $10. And then the proof of stake one's like, oh, sorry, guys, we messed up. It just doesn't work. We're no better than Hex. And then everything floods back in ETHW. I would do that if I had the power. There's my daily dose of conspiracy theory. We'll check back in 10 years and see what happens. Kite, your thumbnail should have been Bitcoin to 12K with an MM crypto open mouth face. What about the closed mouth face? Like the serious look. Let's see how Hex is doing. Is Hex doing like phenomenal? I mean, he's got a giant ABC structure going on. Yeah, you gotta give it some props here. It's only down 94%. It's fine. It's what it is. I'm sure BTC is not in any significantly better position. Okay, I can't talk too much shit. 73%, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a lot. Right, 20% difference right there. ETH-W is proof of work Ethereum. It's still a working blockchain. Um, Obviously doesn't have a lot of hash power because it's only worth like $11. But hey, you're still like you're buying into the same product you were. So like logically, it should do decent, I guess. I don't know. It's the same exact code that we were just using a couple weeks ago. So what's different now? It's just popularity. People moved over with a new coin. I think you should add the keyword crypto live on your streams. Like in the title? Check out the US 100. Oh! Looks like we got rejected that last support there. That's not... I don't like to see this, dude. I don't like to see this at all. Next support to get retested will be 11,000. Unless we can somehow get back above 11.5k here. Don't like to see it at all. It looks like we hit like the 0.5. Yeah, we hit the 0.5. Spy. Spy's already retesting that low. Next position's coming up here shortly. So, I mean, if we can't hold that level, we're probably going to see 322. Just the next logical heavy support region. Yikes. DXY? DXY is fucking taking off, dude. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Putting in incredible moves. What's good? We gonna make money or are we just gonna go sideways forever? That's what I'm saying, man. Just give me something. Preferably, give me something after you give me something, aka an ABC, to be in that move. ETH-W is becoming a meme coin like Loonsea and others, so it could spike just most likely after all said and done. DXY is a new Bitcoin. I don't know about that, man. Don't know about that. My left nostril is stuffed up right now. I do apologize. Search through the market here. Ooh. Damn it. Algo had a nice little structure here. Maybe if we're going to see a monumental dump, I mean, XRP is still in availability. Obviously, people are going to have that fear of missing out. They're like, there's so much room to the downside. Why don't we just take this short right now? I can't. DC had a nice top. Gotta be on the lookout. I don't want no shit coins. All right. In order to take short positions on. But I definitely have my eyes on them. Check out gold. Gold's got it was almost an ABC top. Maybe on other exchanges it might have been. Oh, right here. Okay. Yikes, we might have some ways to go down. Gold just hit an ABC top here. Might want to come back down and retest 1453. And these are the three support regions here if we can't get back above 1677. Obviously, with this being a downwards facing ABC, there is the possibility that it could, and we don't have to go down lower, but obviously with the macro showing here, that is that's a spicy move. Yeah, we'll have to see what's in store for that. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, if it was a direct correlation right now, we would be seeing BTC just dumping off a cliff. All right. If we look at the 4 hour here, it's been like just a straight trajectory to the upside ever since the 13th. Go back to BTC. 13th is over here. You can see we hit the bottom over here and we've kind of just been going sideways. So it's not a direct correlation, but it is pretty close. 13th was right there. I think I just proved myself wrong, but we're just not going to talk about that. Some to both sides. Like I said, it's not directly going down, but that is pretty damn good at calling a top there. But it's the same thing. It's like, it's one thing to look in the past and go, oh, if you would have just seen that this was bottoming out, how are you going to know that that was the bottom? Just how are you going to know that this was the BTC top? Well, I have a really good indicator for these things. Okay. In Germany, winter is coming. Russia has all the gas. Do you look at calls? If so, I'd like to request ADA, please. If you would, good sir, much appreciated. I just took a look at it. There's nothing interesting to see right now. Yeah, really nothing interesting to see. We had a couple good short points here. We had, oh, completely whiffed that. We had ABC, and at the moment we could still put in one more. From like a standard pattern perspective, I mean, it is looking like a descending triangle. You have a nice horizontal support region here. But I don't trade off of regular patterns anymore. God. David, what's going on, man? But, oh. I do want to get back into ADA. I just want the rest of the market to shape up accordingly. And I just didn't see anything to jump into on ADA. We'll keep on an eye on it every once in a while. Aza, you said morning, man. Morning to you. It's afternoon here. I just had some Mexican food for lunch. Some burritos. Doing good. I'm trying to maintain like a Monday through Friday schedule. We did pretty well last week, except for the one day that my power went out. Which, not gonna lie, it sucked, but at the same time, you know, it did come in clutch. Kite, how is it, brother? How's it, brother? How's it good? It's good. We're feeling good today. try to figure out what to play like in my off time. It seems like everybody and their mother's going back to Cyberpunk 2077. So I figured I'd give that a shot just because they came out with some good updates. Because everybody's watching this anime Edge Runner. I haven't watched it myself. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I'm not a big anime guy. It's not my thing. How do you determine your take profits? I let the market go where it's going to go. And then based off the structures that form during that period, it will help determine whether or not I can hedge to lock in my profits. Or if a new place of confidence to take a long from, say like I'm ultimately in a long, that's where I think the market's going for a longer term. All right. Let's say I take a long from here and the market goes up and 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 up. And then eventually the market kind of hits a sideways patch and it does one of these little numbers. All right. This is a pretty darn large ABC long structure. So if the market forms a new long, all right, the second that we put in a lower low here, I can go ahead and I can take profit on this long from down here and now use this as my new place of confidence to go long from. Then hopefully during this process, maybe at the top over here, we had a little bit of a short structure, and that way I can have a hedge if it is just going to continue to go down anyways. So I don't take profit just because. I take profit when the market shows me, hey, things are going to get rocky, or hey, there's a new place of confidence you can go long from or short from. Obviously, you can flip what I just said on its head. Works out the same way. Just watched the latest Ryan Matta whiteboard video and talked about your epic short funding. Dude, I haven't had one like that, and I missed the opportunity this time. So, good old days. You're a CS player? I used to be when I was like 16, 17. I've got like 2,000 something hours. A lot of fun on CSGO. I tried to take it serious like every teenager who thinks they're going to go pro in a video game. But, eventually you just got to give it up. Yes, understood. But why not adding on winning ones? I do, but in a different way. So I compound. I'm using more money the more that the trade goes in profit. So like I said, let's say that I take this long position here. It might not be the same exact trade, but it is in the same category. So like if I'm taking a long and then the market gives me a new long position, I'll take profit on this one. I'm still long on the market. You know how Tom, he says, I like to buy high and buy even higher. That's essentially what I'm doing. It's all the same trade, just broken up into different bits and pieces as the market throws me bones in order to do it. So up here, maybe I used $20 worth of risk from this long. And now once we get up here and I can take profit on that, maybe my account's worth double. So now I can use $40 worth of risk on this trade. It's the same deal, essentially. Now if the market continues going up, all right, I'm making double the amount of money for the same amount of movement. I'm getting deeper into the ultimate trade. It's exactly how we took advantage of the bull market in the first place to make so much money out of just a couple $100. We start with 100, got to 1,000, kept going from there. I'm ultimately in a single long, but I'm just putting pressure on it. Now, obviously, if the market does kind of shape up in a certain way, say like there's an ultimate structure here, and then within the C wave, we have another ABC here. Maybe I might double layer it like that, and I might put in 25% margin and then 75% margin here. But it's not always. It's depending on what the market gives me. I just don't do it because I have to see a reason to do it in the first place. Yeah, not too long, I hope. Same risk as always. I'm not throwing my entire account out. It's 1%. Less than 1%, 0.9%. So it's really not that bad. And how do you see BTC at new lows? You clairvoyant? I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying we don't know. Now, if the DXY keeps breaking out, of course, things can always get more bloody. But we'll see. Now, if the US 100 breaks this support right here at 10,677, that's going to be a rough one. I mean, our next like major support's all the way down here at 6,000. Like, that's going to be ridiculous. But we'll see. I see a tin mug. One of my favorite movie scenes by not one of my favorite people. Kevin Spacey's a good actor, but I don't know if you can even say that anymore. Anybody know what movies that's from? I see a tin mug. Would you add to your short at 30K if your entry was at 40? I wouldn't do it strictly based off of because we're at 30K. I would have to see a structure that warrants me adding to my position. I would like to see a continued weakness in the price. So if we're in a downtrend, I would like to see an ABC structure that tells me that we're going to stay in a downtrend. Like this. All right. We had an ABC top. This is hypothetical. I did take a short from here, but I didn't hold it. All right. Because I had hopium. All right. But maybe you took a short from this top and you held it. All right. So maybe you added to your short right here. All right. Because this was a short ABC. It shows you that there's going to be a continuation of weakness in the market. And then right here, we had another short ABC. So maybe, we saw a long position forming with this little structure here. So maybe found somewhere within this structure to take a long from. That way it didn't get chopped up. Right here. And then you could add to your short here. And then maybe you add it to your short here. All right. Now, looking back at it, it's just all missed opportunities. Obviously, we hit this big short here. Very proud of that. But definitely a lot of missed opportunity with those. So you live and you learn. We're trying to play a little bit better. So with this long position, I'm going to keep it. And then as time goes on, I'll add to my position. Obviously with the compounding effect. And hedge where it's applicable. Obviously, it might not work out. Maybe we just dump from here. But there's going to be a new opportunity for a long trend somewhere in the future. I don't know where. But when it comes, we're going to take advantage of it and make up a hell of a lot of money. So we'll see how it forms. Your ABC is literally a supply and demand strategy. Cool. The Men Who Stare at Goats, you got it. Such a good movie. Who's got time to play games? I do. What's wrong with that? Now listen, I will admit, maybe I could spend, an extra 15 minutes a day walking. But I've been trying. I've been doing the 30 minutes twice a day. Once in the morning, once before night. I've been trying to go outside. I've been trying my best. All right, shit's hard. I notice most patterns are memes and horizontal support. Exactly. I mean, I've been saying this. Like, that's one of the reasons why I moved away from GON fans. I do think there is some truth to like diagonals, but to the fullest extent, it's not something that you can be honest. At least I can't. I can't be honest with like my entries and my stop losses with diagonals because they are so janky. Horizontals to me are either true or false because I can always move a diagonal line to fit just right with the trend line. Maybe it just slide a little bit this way. Horizontals, there is a top and there's a bottom to a trend. There is no if, ands, or buts. So I'd rather my strategy be set in something that is either true or false, not something that's left up to interpretation. That's all there is. Okay, how many times do I have to take DMT before I'm profitable? I would say like twice. Because the first time you do it, you're probably gonna like back out. Like you're gonna get to the loading screen and you're gonna exit game. The second time, maybe like curiosity kills the cat and you push far enough. And then you see what's actually like what's going on. And then that's pretty much all you need. Like there's people that like think that you have to do it like 100 times. Nah, not really. Just do it. Just see what you need to see and then back out. And Desmos, the fact that you're here, I actually really appreciate. Like you're on someone's stream where you don't really use their method, but you're just here for the vibes. You're just here to talk about crypto. Very cool, man. I appreciate that. Breakout patterns look more intriguing to noobs, so big YouTubers scam their viewers with them. I don't necessarily think that big YouTubers are scamming them. I think they're also scamming themselves because we made stupid money off of the breakout patterns during the bull market. But that's when it makes sense. That's when we have a lot of upwards force. It makes sense that the market's just going to keep climbing up. So taking breakouts at resistances makes sense. Once you start getting into the sideways price action, that's where you start running into trouble. So considering that probably I would say 96% of the market is kind of sideways, all right, you're probably not going to do that well. There's a time and a place. Like I said, I don't think it's a scam. I just think it's like, what's the correct phrase for this? A gross misinterpretation of how easy it is. Dude, I gotta blow my nose so bad. I'm gonna turn my camera off real quick. I'm gonna leave my mic on so you guys get the visceral feel of this, but I just don't want this to be seen. That's all. We'll make it like an ASMR thing. Sneeze, sneeze. Okay, we're done. Gotta make sure I don't have anything in my mustache. Moving is key. Sitting all day kills you. True. Definitely noticed that. Don't feel bad. Bad. Don't feel bad. I get stuck in my CPU with the best intentions to get workout all the time. Yeah. Doesn't that like eat you up mentally? Johnny, that sounds like a cult. We can't be saying stuff like that. ABC is love. ABC is life. Pebbles dashing? What's happening? Hope you're good, fella. I'm doing fantastic. Had some good food today. About to go on my second walk of the day. You know? Have a good time. YouTubers on the net are not scammers. The mods maybe are dodgy. What do you mean by the mods? Like chat mods? Not scammers, mostly geeks. I have my own system and I'm doing well. I'm only here because you transmit positive and calm vibe. You share a lot of common stuff that trading that experience has taught me. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here. Oh, that can be new for me. How you clean your small holes. Man, you got to go back to where you came from. I take back what I just said. You're not welcome anymore. You can't be saying stuff like that. International currencies. Charts are looking like rug pulls. What we got? I mean, obviously the ruple's been a rug pull for forever. Which actually, it was doing better, like once everybody started looking at it. Man, I don't know what to search up. AUD versus yeah, let's do British pound. Whoa! Take it off like a rocket. British pound is getting rocked. Well, we are coming up on an ABC soon, so we'll see. Right now, it's getting rocked. I just heard that from a friend yesterday that the British pound was actually getting trashed. He's there for like school or something. He still pays for everything with like a Visa dollars. Just don't start licking the mic. What about kissing the mic? I've seen people on Twitch do that, you know? GP USD. Oh my lordy jeez. The queen dies and people lose faith? All right, hopefully that was funny because I know like some people are taking that serious. I know. But at the same time, it's kind of coincidental, is it not? When's the last time you took a trade without an ABC setup? Dude, I want to say probably up here. This was when I was still doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave count. So that was like last year and some change. Royal, what's going on, man? You unsubscribed after the nose blowing? Was it because I didn't have my camera on? Is that the problem? ASMR channels are getting banned. I mean, I could probably guess which ones are getting banned. Is it the anime roleplay uwu girls? Because that's so surprising that hypersexualized noises is getting banned. I can't imagine like people that are like scratching their mic, you know, with like the foam on it are getting banned because. But I know which ones are getting banned. It just is common sense. Jason, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're seeing the progress. What's up, Kite? Quick question. What time frame would you use with a small account? With a small account? Probably like a 15-minute, 30-minute. I know you're eager to take trades because you think that the larger volume of trades you have is what's going to make you the most amount of money. Obviously that can be. I've done it in the past where we make a lot, like within a small range, but you're just as likely to lose it. So take your time, wait for large structures, work with the trend, compile, compound, let the money work for you. I know it sounds like a whole bunch of hoopla, but it's literally what we've been doing for a while. Obviously, there's some like personality quirks that have gotten in my way and not allowed me to make the fullest potential of some of this, but I'm starting to iron some of those out and see what decisions make sense. And hopefully, next couple of months, we get some sort of proof in the pudding. Thoughts on fundamental analysis? To a certain extent, I do think it works with like the larger cryptos, especially Bitcoin, just because it is so decentralized and it started that way. Maybe some of the newer cryptos, I can't really say the same. Stocks, I think, obviously you can still do technical analysis because it is just supply and demand at the end of the day. But stocks fundamental analysis makes more sense, in my opinion. You can look at the products they're putting out, who's in charge, any major political shifts in their like, and who's running what. And you can kind of deduce what is going to happen to the stock price. With Bitcoin, you really don't have too much of that. You can say this and that and DXY, blah, blah, but they're just like, it's no better than saying like the moon is what makes the price go up and down, in my opinion. Listening with the bathroom reverb preset on. Keep talking, Kite. I don't know if I want to anymore. Okay, Danny, what's going on, man? What is the findings comparing ABC and the 5-wave, Kite? So, the 5-wave count was fun, and I did see some sort of success with it. The problem is you lean too heavily on exact calls. And when they don't happen, your entire system unfolds and you're kind of in a trance of like, I don't know what's going on. I thought the market was going this way, but it's not. With ABCs, it's more of like learning to work with the flow of the market rather than constantly trying to be the guy that's predicting where it's going to go. All right, when I see a bullish ABC, I have like, an inkling that price, as long as it stays above this line, could see performance to the upside. But I'm not like betting the entire farm on it. So that's where it kind of shifted my perspective. And I felt like Elliott Wave was detrimental. It makes people feel too much like Nostradamus when there's no way to absolutely know for certain where things are going to go. So work with the market, be grateful when it throws you bones and things work out just appropriately to the point where like you make a god awful amount of money. But at the same time, understand there's going to be situations where the market's going sideways. It's just a shit show. And that's going to happen to any strategy. So just about learning to roll with the punches and ride the wave when it comes in. I would assume the ASMR food channels that eat live squid and octopus can win. I don't know, like that's a cultural thing. Like people do that all the time. I mean, like if you were eating a live cheetah, I mean, I feel like that would be, they're going extinct, I mean, I feel like that should probably be banned. Squid, I think, is abundant. I don't know, I haven't checked the recent squid population, but I would feel like they're doing well. They're pretty smart. They got some good genetic code. Do I still hold NVIDIA? I do, but obviously a lot of the news that's been going around is a part of me thinks that they're going to be unaffected, but obviously, like, I want them to be affected because they're kind of doing some fucked up, shady shit. But at the same time, big corporations usually get away with stuff like that because they have enough money. And them losing one manufacturer is just going to go on to the next. Some manufacturer is going to take advantage of the situation, even though they're working for evil people, and take EVGA's place. KDA, any hope? I just think it's too early to tell, man. Like, KDA just came out relatively in terms of market wise. We're in a bear market right now. Until Bitcoin and Ethereum see like an actual turnaround, you can't really tell with these things. I do like KDA, the fact that it's proof of work. I do like it, but at the same time, it's just too early to tell. October is always bullish for crypto. Once again, like I don't really prescribe to whether or not months are bullish or bearish, but I hope so. Hope you're right. I would like to see some upside price action. Like I said, if we're all going to go to the downside, I don't mind. I really don't care. I just want a really good position to be in when it goes to the downside. Like I said, this is definitely, if we see it, this is going to be my next short hedge position. Like I said, I'm still going to be holding my long. And then hopefully, like if we do move past this, hopefully we get a little something like this. I can take profit on this one and add to this one and hold this hedge if it does come back down. But until then, we'll see. Trevor, no problem, man. No problem. I appreciate you being here. Unlike the guy that Contra. How dare you? Talking about how I clean my small holes. Not allowed. Not allowed on this playground. Nice stream as always, Kite. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buddy. I know it's like we were at. I was thinking of that, laughing while you repeat that. Dude, it's going to be stuck in my head from now on as well. Every time I blow my nose, I got to think about that. Be self-conscious. Can never do it at a restaurant again. Thinking that that's what's going on in their heads. What's the best exchange with the lowest fees, preferably? I know spot trading on Bybit's got 0 fees right now. Personally, like for larger transactions, I use Kraken. But I mean, there's no like perfect solution. You know, with one finger, I block one nostril. You can say nostril. All right. And with the other, I do the stuff. I do that too. If like something's really up in there. But I feel like that's like a barbarian way of doing things. You know? Brute force. It's like getting like a boiling water neti pot. It's like a siege weapon for your sinuses. Do you have past streams dedicated to your ABC strategy? I have a tutorial dedicated to the ABC strategy. It's nothing special because the ABC strategy is nothing special. It's very simplistic. So it shouldn't take you that much to catch up on it. The most important thing alongside the ABC strategy is how I choose which leverage I'm going to use, what my risk is, all that good stuff. So the most important video after you watch anything revolving around the ABC strategy would definitely be this one right here. Playlists, tutorials. How do I get to default playlist? Leverage trade correctly, R&R math tutorial. Most important one. All right, you can see how like this one's 22 minutes long and my ABC one is 14 minutes long. I don't know why. I could probably tell you everything there is to know in like probably like 10 minutes. Most of it's showing you examples because that's the hardest part that people have with ABC is like, how do you know what an ABC is? But to me, I mean, it's like night and day. I can see these things from a mile away. And also, people seem to think that like it's impossible to trade ABCs because how do you like do it in real time? But it's very simplistic. If you see an uptrend and you see a downtrend, you go, what if the market goes and puts in a higher high? That becomes an ABC. It's like, you know where your next position is going to be. It's just how we're all the way down here. I can go, okay, we had an uptrend. We're currently in a downtrend. We have the potential to start an uptrend. And if that uptrend puts in a higher high over here, all right, because we did not put in a lower low, that is now a short ABC. I'm like super far ahead. This could be months down the line. But people seem to think that that's impossible for your brain to interpret. I don't quite understand. But who am I? Maybe their brain can't. I don't know. Okay. Don't know how that was relevant. Any good games coming out? P.S. I'm addicted to peanut butter. Okay. I think it's called Where the Winds Meet, but I don't know when that's coming out. Modern Warfare 2 is coming out. Particularly the DMZ game mode is one I'm excited for. God of War Ragnarok is coming out in October. No, it's coming out November 9th, I believe. Super excited for that. I'm sure there's a couple other ones, but I just can't think of them off the top of my head. God of War is like the biggest. Like that's like a staple. One of the best games I've ever played was God of War on PS5. And whenever they come out with a new Horizon game, I'll be down for it. Horizon Forbidden West was amazing. I thought it was, at least. I saw some YouTube reviewers that were calling the game trash, and I was very confused because it was a great game. I had so much fun. The story was decent. I wouldn't say like I was super involved with the story, but it was at least coherent. And like I knew what was happening the entire time. Unlike some video games where like I'm just there. And like the open world stuff was awesome. Assassin's Creed revealed Mirage. I did see that. They didn't reveal any gameplay. They kind of just revealed the cinematic. But it would be cool to see them go back to like the original Assassin's Creeds. I'm sure it's not gonna be the original, but I would like to see an updated version of the original, like new engine, everything like that. And someone put out like a self-made gameplay of like Assassin's Creed Witch Trials, where like it was a more like mythical take on Assassin's Creed, and it looked pretty awesome. You know, obviously it was just self-made and they can't do anything with it because then they would get sued out the ass. But it would be cool to see Assassin's Creed in more of like that type of setting. You know, kind of horror-esque. I think that would be pretty cool to see. Horizon Forbidden West, I did think the premise of the story was interesting, but no real characters stood out to me. But man, did I have so much fun just like running around, killing the dinosaurs, and collecting parts and doing upgrades. And I love that sense of progression. Like not a lot of games get that right, and it felt like that one did. What's the lowest time frame you would trade ABCs? Probably like a 30-minute nowadays, but like that's the 30-minute completely zoomed out. So like on the 30-minute you can see downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, lower low, ABC. No. You're still dealing with large structures. So. Well, where winds meet. Let's pull that up real quick. It's developed by a Chinese studio, so obviously people are like, oh, there's going to be spyware in this video game. Of course there is, but it doesn't mean that's not going to be a good video game. But it's essentially, it's looking like Assassin's Creed in a way. Like, it's got a parkour system. It looks fantastic. Obviously, it's more like dramatic in terms of like not super hyper realistic parkour. But it looks really cool. Obviously, like, this is early footage, but I'm super glad that like studios like this aren't just like putting out cinematics. They're putting out like actual gameplay, even if it's not like the finalized gameplay. Oh. Which brand of peanut butter? I'm just addicted, man. I'm just addicted. There's another one that I'm actually super excited for, called like The Final Descent. Maybe The First Descendant. Okay, way out of there. But this is, I believe, one of the Unreal Engine 5 games that's coming out, which I don't even know if we have one yet, but it looks crazy. I forgot what the premise of it is and like what some of the core mechanics are, but it looks really cool. It could just be that I'm insanely desperate for new video games that actually are fun to play. But yeah. David, see you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Do I watch the order book? No, not really. I used to be that guy that's like looking at the 1 minute book map chart, trying to deduce what the next major flood is gonna be. Just ain't for me. Not for me. What if Unreal Engine becomes so good we can't distinguish? But it's getting to be that way. One of the cool things about Unreal Engine 5 versus 4 is the way that they deal with the polygons. Like, the performance gains are probably more insane than how it looks. And it looks insane. So the fact that the performance gains are that good versus the old engine, mind blown. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Unreal Engine 5 train station. All right, tell me. Look, does this not look like someone filming with their phone? This is video game footage. Is that not blowing your mind? Because this looks like someone with a cell phone is walking around and filming some abandoned train station, but everything you see here is just Unreal Engine 5. It's just a CGI video game. And like that's the daytime. They show it. The nighttime, I would say like you could probably tell if you're paying attention, but it still looks insane. Yeah, the night one definitely feels a lot more video game, but still amazing. The daytime one blows my mind. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't, and I'm not saying it's going to be like perfect, but it runs well. If you look at the performance gains of like someone that's developing a scene in Unreal Engine 4 versus 5, just because how some of the technology works. I don't know what system GTA 6 is going to use. I'm sure everybody and their mother has seen the GTA 6 leaks so far, which they're like old footage from like 2018 or something like that, so you can't really judge a book by its cover, but like you can kind of see like it's gonna look good. Like they definitely have like the shading on the character models at least somewhat done in those leaks. Well, the Matrix is a gameplay demo. It's not an actual game. It's like it's a short snippet to show you what might be possible in the near future with Unreal Engine 5. Cool nonetheless to play. It's just not something that is like an actual full-fledged game. Isn't ABC's essentially the same as Elliott Wave in a sense, just looking for 3s instead of 5s? Yeah, it's looking for 3-wave sets, but it's not focused on, okay, this next wave has to get to the 1.618. Oh, we're at this retracement, blah, blah, blah. It's just looking for the market to do what it needs to do and then working with the market as it goes. There's no, at least for me, there's no direct emphasis on these levels have to get hit and like me predicting where stuff is going to go. There's none of that. I really wish they made a sequel to Days Gone. If you guys haven't played Days Gone, if you have a PS4, PS5, or a PC, Days Gone is quite a masterpiece in terms of like the story and the gameplay. The first like quarter of the game is where most people like ditch the game. But if you push through, if you are bored a little bit, if you push through, you are going to have a fantastic time. Really good game if you can pick it up on sale. Now, the only thing that I don't appreciate is a lot of people are calling for it to get a sequel, but one of the developers was like, if you wanted it to get a sequel, you should have bought it at full price instead of on sale. I mean, what are you going to do, man? Like, you can't just say that to people. Oh my God, I'm glowing. I've played Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 1. Not like the original one, but Battlefield 1. The, like World War 1. I think that was like the last good Battlefield in my opinion. I'm not a huge like fan of the series, but I had a lot of fun with Battlefield 3. And then Battlefield 1, I did have a good bit of fun with. But like the new ones just don't hit it. I feel like the new Call of Duty is a better Battlefield. Hot take, I know. But if you look across the internet, a lot of people are saying that as well. The ground war and invasion mode in particular. Just because like this is the new Call of Duty that's coming out. A lot of people hate it. Like actually hate it. And most of the people that hate it are the people that love Call of Duty and the way it's fast paced and you can like slide cancel and stuff. And the reason why they hate it is because this is the slowest Call of Duty they have ever made. Like it just doesn't work the same. Like if you're not the one that has your sights up, if you're constantly running, you're at a disadvantage. One, from like footsteps, because footsteps are much more clear in this one. The time to like take your gun out and shoot. It's like most of the time when I was playing the beta this weekend, I was just literally walking around, not running, because the walking speed feels good. And I was using my hip fire a lot more than I used to in the older CODs because the aim down sight speed is so bad. I was like holding my aim down sights and moving around corners. It was a lot more tactical COD, and I like it because obviously I do like the fast paced shooters. I was a Quake fan, but I've become accustomed to Tarkov and Tarkov's more slow appeal uh, to firefights. So when I loaded up this COD, I could immediately tell like that's what they were trying to go for. And I think it makes a lot more sense, not from a multiplayer perspective, because the multiplayer is more fast paced. I think from the Warzone perspective and the DMZ mode perspective, their intention to make things a lot slower made more sense. And people haven't got to really try that yet and see how it feels in those game modes. So they just are hating on how it feels in these tight, compact maps. So. I'm long on Ethereum from 1226. 1226 is quite down there, buddy. I don't really see. I mean, obviously you caught the bottom. Good job on that, man. I don't know how you caught that. The earliest place I would be long from would be about 1278. But hey, man, we're above an ABC position, so you're doing good on that front. But definitely, you caught a falling knife. You did good. I shouldn't say you did good. You got lucky. I'm not discounting your feat. I'm just saying that could have gone much, much lower. Most definitely. I'm dying from sunlight, but I think I need the vitamins. I'm burning my retinas. I look like the holy ghost of like trading right now. Like I'm so white, it's reflecting off of me. Like I'm just like a salt bay. Hey Kay, how you doing, mate? I'm doing pretty good, man. Having a good day. When blanket hoodie? When is that coming back? So here's the problem. I let my sister borrow those a couple times, and it seems like every time I let her borrow one, she would go outside and get like a whole bunch of particles of like just debris stuck in it. And it's so hard to get that stuff out that I don't even know where I got them right now. I'm gonna have to order a new one. I feel like that's gonna be bad for my mental health. Those things are too comfortable. Too comfortable. I saw a lady that went to the gas station, one of those, and she was downright crazy. She was like accusing people of like taking pictures of her when no one was taking pictures of her. I don't want to be that person. I feel like that's what those blanket hoodies turn you into. I just don't know if I can. I don't know if I can be that person. Cleaning my monitor. I know. I know. I know. I know. I'm bright. You're talking about my intelligence, right? Not just my physical appearance. Because I feel like it's kind of offensive. Do you have a lot of lagging issues with Bybit and NordVPN? No, not really. Been using it for going on like 4 years, and haven't had any real issues with that. Are you self-taught, Kite, or any mentors? I'm self-taught in terms of like I'm stubborn and I like to make my own mistakes. But I've had like a lot of mentors. I've took like pieces from people here and there. So obviously in the beginning, it was uh, Eric Crown Crypto, it was Filicone, it was uh, Crypto Chris, and like I kind of like took what was working for them, found out like a couple things I just don't think were like really true on the back end. Crown Crypto, I got nothing bad to say at all. Absolutely nothing bad to say. And then later, like just kind of like figuring out things for myself, trying out different indicators, different ways of looking at the market, finding out most of the shit is just stupid. Uh, Finally started to settle down, like as we got further and closer towards the bull market, and just kind of figure things out. We had the harmonic Elliott wave book, a case for modification specifically, which definitely influenced me a lot, as we can still tell. And then as my ideas started to shape up and become more attuned, I found Trader Tom, and he was pretty much saying all the things that I had been like thinking lately. And I was like, this guy, I think he's like one of the only people that actually knows what's going on and are being honest. There's a lot of people on YouTube that I just don't talk shit about because I'm not a talk shitterer, but Trader Tom is not one of those guys. He's a good person. So obviously, like I would listen to some of the seminars he had. And obviously, he's introduced new concepts to me, or at least like gave me a way to describe them. So like him talking about adding to winning positions. I don't necessarily add directly to the position, but I have an ultimate idea of where the market's going, and I will continuously add risk as that trade continues to go on through the compounding effect. He introduced the concept of like stop thinking of the market as like this thing to be controlled. Just work with it. And like it's a more zen approach. I'm in the States. I don't know what country is the best though. Probably Sweden, because Sweden allows Bybit and it's not too far away geographically. You can probably do Mexico. That might be an option. I'm not sure. Just gotta see what's going on. Kite, you are bright like the Taj Mahal. Oh, thank you so much. The nicest thing I've ever heard. What would you be doing now if there was no crypto in the world? I probably would have already gotten like my Net Plus and any like subsequent certificates to get me like a high-end tech job. I probably would have pursued to be like, a tech at a company, like help keep things running, like a systems engineer or, like probably like take care of like the network system for a school. I don't know. Something technical, something where I really don't have to talk to people that much, which is very ironic considering I talk to so many people when I stream. But it's probably what I'll be doing. I don't know. Maybe I'll still do that someday. Maybe when like I'm just tired of like sitting around. Maybe I'll go back to a trade school. Because I got to go get my A+ renewed if that's the case. But have to go. Continue sharing the positive vibe and good for the new people who's in here. Just kind of sharing for some difference about myths and reality that took thousands of hours. Appreciate that, man. Glad to have you. Hopefully I see you soon. Do you think MM are printing price action differently these days and evolving to catch out traders? To be honest, I really don't care. If the market makers exist, they don't matter to me. And I hope they hear that. And they feel awful that they don't matter to me. What do you do for a living? Can you answered, I know that you bought Mercedes. What? You do? I do this. I trade. I get lucky from time to time. And I try to make that luck last and not waste it. I entered long late at 19.2. Where can I put my stop? I don't know, man. That's a long way away. I guess you could do 1%, 2%, but you don't have any like strong support region to like act as a shield between you and your stop. I have like a problem where like when I'm streaming for longer and longer, I start to like lean forward like this. Like my shoulders get all tense. I started my journey from like freshman year of high school. Like I've known about Bitcoin since I was 12, which was middle school. Obviously as a little kid, I don't have anything to invest. So once I got into high school and got a little bit more independence, I went and bought Airheads, bought them for $8. I turned them into $22 because I bought 60 and I would sell like 3 for $1. So I think 20. So I made $20 a box. So I was making $12 a profit. So, you know, I could buy 2 boxes for every box I sold. I kept doing that. Eventually sold other things, not drugs, just other candy, drinks, whatever it might be. And I turned that into Bitcoin. And I made a lot of money. And I went through depression because that lot of money went down during the bear market. And then I was kind of just at my job one day and decided I'm going to give trading a try because I have all this money and theoretically it's easier to make money if you have a lot of money. And it was. And I made a lot more money. Don't get me wrong. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. As the sunshine beams in on me, thank you for the metaphor, universe. Appreciate it. Just keep going. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to learn a lot. Mostly about yourself and what your limitations are and, you know, how far you can push things before some animal kicks in that you don't know who they are or what they're doing with your body. And they do some dumb shit. Because it's going to happen at some point. And you got to be prepared for it and deal with the repercussions. I bought BTC for $60 and quickly donated it. To the Silk Road. We've all been there once or twice. It wasn't Silk Road for me. Your best and worst trades. My best trade was probably this Ethereum long that I had during the bull market. Kind of just held on to it. Made a good amount. Worst trade. I kept DCAing into a losing. I believe it was a long. And I kept trying to long add to my trade. It wasn't a winning trade, so obviously it was backwards. But eventually it got to the point where like I just said, I can't do it anymore. And I just let it get liquidated. And I lost a lot of money. I've said it before how much I've lost. I'm just tired of repeating it because it does hurt to a certain extent to know like but I was asking about your trading like from CBC group. I mean, I was in that group for a little bit, maybe a month or two, and I liked watching Crypto Chris, but I quickly unsubscribed to like that whole like pattern mentality that he's got. I don't know if he's changed recently, but Crown Crypto was the one that focused more on like risk to reward, statistics, all that good stuff, rather than like a direct method of like how to read the market. And that's what I actually appreciated more. And I think that's what put me more on the right path, rather than just looking at like, oh, what is the market going to do? How do I set up my portfolio statistically to take advantage of it no matter what? Like that is more important. So yeah, I started with the CBC group, but I don't think it was worth my time in the end. Like, it obviously gave me confidence, which without that, I don't think I would proceed. But do I have any passive income coming in? The Patreon group, but that's it. I don't have any other side hustles going on. I just had the Patreon and what I make from trading, which lately has been quite nothing. Even on my main account, it's been getting stopped down left and right. Because obviously on my main account, I'm looking for much larger moves. So gotta wait for the next payday if I want to like start spending again. Like I said, even if I do get a big payday, I'm still trying to cut down on my spending. Like, I've been looking around lately, like at what I have, and I just have, it's gluttonous. It's gluttonous. So trying to do better on that front. This lighting makes you look albino. I appreciate that. Thank you, Monk. Very good input. I thought I was glowing, like one of those girls on Instagram where they type hashtag what glow hour. I don't know what the name of it is. Golden hour. There we go. Well, I guess if you have a tan, it would be golden hour. For me, it's just loose leaf paper hour, I guess. Thanks for pointing this out and making me think harder about it. I appreciate it. Kite, you do realize that 95% of traders go broke. Should you be doing this 24/7? That's the thing. Like, 95% go broke, but what if the 95% continued to try and like actually cared? Would that change? Because I feel like most people, like, they start a brokerage account, they do well, they lose all their money, and they just go like, it's not for me, and they just go invest and they don't trade anymore. What if like they didn't stop? See what I'm saying? I feel like that's a skewed percentage. I feel like the more time that you spend learning your own psychology, what's working, what's not. I'm not saying like it's always going to be profitable and you can consistently rely on income, but for me, I am set up in a position where on my main account, especially using like 0.1%, I'm in no risk of going broke anytime soon. Unless I lost 1 billion trades in a row, that just ain't happening. Your thoughts on staking crypto? I don't know. I always felt like proof of work, like buying miners, was a better option. But I guess now with Ethereum being proof of stake, you only have that option. But like, how much are you really making? It's like, what, 7.5% or something like that? It's nowhere near what the gains were from mining. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, you're going to have months where you have big paydays, or maybe like only once a year, maybe you have a big payday, a really good trade that sets your account in motion. So obviously, maybe you can get an average what your takeaway is, but it's never going to be perfect. Now, obviously, the plan is you grow your account so it's easier to hit those profit goals, where like maybe you have to make 10% in order to make 3K a month. Maybe like further down the line, maybe you only have to make 1% to make 3K a month. Like that's the goal. The less percentage wise you have to make to meet your minimum requirement for life, that's always the better option. But at one point in time, it makes sense. I'm not saying if you work at McDonald's and only have $500 saved up, you should quit your job and start trading every day. Obviously, put time and effort towards it, but not going to make that 500 into 1 billion by next month. Do you have any plans to run a business? Once I'm older and people probably take me a little bit more seriously instead of just like this pudgy faced white kid that looks like loose leaf paper when the sun's shining on him, I do want to start. It's cliche as hell, but I want to start like a retreat, like a vacation spot. I don't want it to be like super spiritual, but like hopefully like by that time psychedelics are a little bit more mainstream. Maybe we can get some licenses, sign some waivers, people can indulge in that kind of stuff. Who knows? I'm back. I went to the bathroom, still hearing you, and I'm not going what hole I clean myself. We have to stop. This can't continue. So that's funny. I win big and lose big. Too before my trade mindset got upgraded. Yeah. Like I said, the worst part for a lot of people is consistently losing. That's why I like Trader Tom's book. The title makes so much more sense if you've been through it. The people that can consistently lose and wait for the time to be right to kind of put all gears going forward, and really make the most out of like those good trades, they offset everything they've lost. Like right now, definitely one of those times for this challenge portfolio. It's been dwindling, but there will be a time where we hit a good next couple consecutive trades and get the account going, and back up to where we had it before. Best loser wins. And trust me, no one can lose like I can lose. I'm just over here rolling with punches. Don't let Kite fool you. Fool you. He cleans his hole the same way as the rest of us. That's untrue. I actually have a garden hose that I ran from the outside of my house into my bathroom, and that's how I do things. I just put my thumb over the hose, and you can imagine the rest. See, not everyone has a fancy bidet like Murdering Monk. Some of us have to jerry rig some things. He's right. I do see you as albino, but in a good way. Is there a bad way? Is that not a little bit discriminatory? That there's like a bad way to be albino? Can't even see my facial features when I step into the light. I just like lose definition. Jeez. It's like we're passing the J around chilling. That's why I'm always talking about the Saudis. By the way, we're going to 200K in 2025. That's all? Man, I was hoping a lot more. That seems like chump change. Or just 90K, it's one or the other, no in between. And that's even worse. Where's the 500K? Where's the milli? Monk's bidet shoots out sparkling water. It's kind of disgusting. That level of wealth. Soon I will hop off. Most hated words on stream. You are true. We only have like 10 minutes left. Why'd you delete that message? Kind of weird. Kind of sus. What are you trying to hide from? I'm a proud owner of a tushy. Like a butt? Or is that like a... Is that a bidet? Ha 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 ha. The White House has one. It's called a Joe bidet. All right, a little bit too far there. Fuck. Yikes. Satoshi Glakamoto. That is a gangster name for sure. I'm gonna have to use that on Grand Theft Auto or something someday. Man, oh man, oh man. Because I'm about to be honest, I haven't had a cold Coke in like weeks. Every single Coke I've had has been warm. Because like I put a Coke in the freezer or in the fridge, and my nephew gets to it before I do. Every time. So I just have to keep them in my room. I don't know what to do. Can I buy like locks to like make sure? Probably just buy a mini fridge. I think that's my only option. I'm being forced. Take a stand. Put a line in the sand. And Sandman was good. Thanks for the suggestion. It was, wasn't it? I think it was the #1 watch show on like the ratings or whatever it was. I was watching like someone talk shit about She-Hulk. Now She-Hulk was even in the top 10. And I saw at the #1 spot, Sandman, which I'm very happy about. That means it's gonna get a second season. Dreams come true. People talking shit on it, saying the CGI was bad. The only CGI that was bad was the pumpkin guy. But that was it. That was the only one I was like, that doesn't look real. Everything else good. Loved it. ACTV, we trust you, bro. You said 200K, you sound trustable. Bro, Coke Zero, trust me. Doesn't Coke Zero have like aspartame? And like that's even worse for you than just drinking Coke? When you do the stare down, you gotta be glowing. The sun's going down. I don't know if you can tell. There was like a couple minutes of time where it was like the perfect angle just hitting. Not anymore. It's almost below the trees. So two out of the 3 raccoons have been rehomed to some forest where no one knows. Third raccoon is still on the run. He's wanted in 32 U.S. states and Guam. So if you see him, let me know. Which game you play nowadays? I just started today a game save of Cyberpunk 2077. Apparently they've added a buttload of updates, and it's a good game now. So I'm seeing what's up. I'm seeing what's up and seeing if it's worth my time. Because honestly, I'm just lost. I've been playing like Omega Strikers, which is like League of Legends mixed with Rocket League, which is fun, but I prefer to play it with friends. And unfortunately, all my friends think that they're too cool, except for like a couple. Shatterline is a good free-to-play FPS, but unfortunately, some of my friends are just like too old, like too crippled. They say like when they try to aim at people, they can feel their wrist cracking, like an old man. So they don't play FPSs anymore. So it's just just floating in an abyss of gaming despair. No way, I've had it downloaded since day one. Wait, you talking about Omega Strikers? You get motion sickness from Omega Strikers? I mean, there's not a whole lot going on. Or are you talking about Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk, gotcha. Yeah, go watch. I mean, like YouTube is flooded with Cyberpunk videos right now because apparently, like, you know, CD Projekt Red does what CD Projekt Red does. I don't think people really remember the state that The Witcher 3 was in when it first came out. Like, people don't remember that because they only think about it now in the fact that it was so good, because I don't think it got a lot of attention until some of the updates came out. I think Cyberpunk is turning into the same thing. And like, it's probably gonna be like another game that people like say is one of the best games ever. But like, you look to when it released and everybody hated it. Yeah, like 4 hours ago. Absolutely insane update on Cyberpunk 2077. Like they've added a lot more stuff. I think like police actually chase you now. They've added world events, like apartments, different perks. Like, I'm not sure the extent. This one, you know, there's a lot of videos. Just go watch a video on why you should play it. And it'll probably convince you if you already have the game. So I played it when it first came out. I did like the game, but I felt like it was janky. Yeah, we'll see. I definitely have to play it with controller because I just prefer controller for single player games. But unfortunately, I don't have a data cable, so I can't use my controller right now. Do you know anything about drones, UAVs? I've been obsessively learning about them. I feel like I need one, like a UAV, like scanning for bodies to put on a mini map so that I could go hunt them down. I've had like toy drones, like ones that aren't super expensive. I've always liked the idea of them, but it's just not my shtick. I feel like it's a really like it's an upgrade to an RC car. RC car, you just have to worry about the ground. If you've seen people do like videos like this, epic drone flying, this stuff is cool. So like whenever I think of drone, I think of like, oh, getting scenic shots of like really cool landscapes. And then you look at people like this who don't treat drones as cameras, they treat them as like RC cars to do cool shit like this. And they fly them in and out of you know, buildings and obstacles, which I think is really cool. But I don't know if it's something like I would get into, just because I mean it's a large money investment to get like one that's really nice, and I don't know how often I would use it. And what like boggles my mind, oh, he just hit the side of that. That sucks. What boggles my mind is like how people do this, because isn't there like some like latency? There's no way that it's real time, like transmission, and you can see exactly what's happening. So like there's a level of like having to predict where you're. It's so cool. If you get what I'm saying. So there's like a level of delay that you have to account for whenever you're flying around. That'd be pretty difficult to get used to, I guess. But, all right, guys. Time's up. Time to end the stream. Go back to playing Cyberpunk. Market goes sideways. Market go and do nothing. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. For a 1-hour episode. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a relaxed evening. Eat some good food. Play some video games. Watch Sandman so it gets even more watch time if you guys haven't watched it yet. I'm a shill. That's my job. They're paying me. Under the table, of course. But yeah. I appreciate you guys being here. Especially finding out that you, Desmos, you're here just because you want to be here. I appreciate that. You're not trying to learn more about ABC. You're just hanging out, dude. Really, like, that blew my mind. Just gonna put that out there. Blew my mind. Thank you. You had a Mavic too. Don't know anything about the brands. So, might as well strap $2,000 to a seagull. Crashed it. I'm so sorry, man. That sucks. Like, that's another fear. Like, that's why, like, if I ever got one, I would not be out here flying it like that. I would probably, like, I'm just going to go up a little bit this way, a little bit. I would get, like, really, like, shitty drone shots and pretend that I'm artsy. All right, guys, let's do the thing, and I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Appreciate you very much, as always. We'll use the last of the glow coming in. You can even see the shadow. Natural lighting. All right, guys. I gotta do something about the bags under my eyes. I've been getting good sleep, I swear. I don't know why they're like that. It's getting old, I guess. Or maybe it's like fluid buildup. I don't know. I'm self-conscious, guys. I've been told I was a lot of things today. Albino. Loose leaf paper. People talking about my holes. It's all right. I know what I'm signing up for. It's okay. Let's do the thing. By the way, I've been trying to do the Wim Hof while going to bed at night. So, like, I haven't gotten to the same point that I was. Maybe, like, I've done it for like 30 minutes. I think like 6 or 7 rounds. To go, 30 breaths in, 30 breaths out. And then you do the breath hold and then you breathe in. That's 1 round. I've done like 7 rounds. I'm trying to get back to where I was to experience and try to figure out what happened. So, once again, reaching out. Anybody that wants to try it as well, be my guest. Let me know your experiences. We can compare and then hopefully build a catalog of evidence of some sort. Bye.